Hello and welcome back to Not Your Mother's Midlife. I am your host, Johanna Hart, and this is a little bit different. This episode, it's kind of an in-between episode because we're talking about beauty and skincare, etc. I'm going to explain something that I mentioned before in the introduction that I'm going to be doing over the next 12 months, and it's a video. So if you want to see this and see me in all my glory, head on over to my YouTube page and you can see the video. But if you just want to listen, it might be informative too, but it might be more fun to look because we're talking about skin, etc. But I will be reading a lot, so you have to forgive me. I've got to put glasses on because I can't see a thing. So what I meant by in the next 12 months, I'm going to be trying different skincare products and processes, treatments, I guess they're called. I'm new to this. It's with a luxury med spa out in the Woodlands, which is about an hour away from me. I've been chosen. I think there was a few of us who were chosen, 6. I've chosen women who they're going to take on this journey for 12 months. And lucky me, I was one of them, to take us from where we had a photo session, videos, etc., telling our story and what we're doing. I mentioned that I'm doing this podcast to help women through midlife and also to keep us looking as young and juicy as possible. So yes, we did all the before. So I'm going to be really curious in a year to see how we look after. What I love about this med spa is they give a portion of their earnings to charities in Africa and other charities, which is like fantastic. The other thing I like is that they don't want everyone walking out looking like a Kardashian, like fake looking. They want women to look the best that they can be without being super invasive or having surgeries or anything, or puffing up everyone's lips and cheeks and looking fake like aliens walking around. Because nobody, when you see people like that, you're not thinking, wow, you look so young, look great. You're thinking, you look different, you don't look younger, you don't look better. That's my personal opinion. But if you can't tell and you just think someone looks fabulous, then they're doing it right. So that's what we're going to be doing over the next 12 months. And I have had a few, I don't know what to say because I'm new to this, because I'm not somebody who's ever done anything like this before. I say procedures, but it's really treatment. Sounds nicer than a procedure. And it's been really nice. The people there are fantastic. And the esthetician I've been working with, she actually went to medical school, which I love because she's so excited and so into the whole scientific and medical side of all these treatments. It's really interesting talking to her and finding out the ins and outs of these treatments. And so I will be telling you the ones I've already started, the ones I'm going to be doing, and there's one intimate one that I might have to save that for a future episode. And I don't know, it's going to be like a little bit more private. It's got to do with the nether regions, and there's going to be a few of those episodes we're going to be talking about. I might have to do a Patreon for people who really want to know it, and we can talk about that privately on another platform. Anyway, so what I have done, first and foremost, I went in for a facial. I don't think I've ever, maybe like 30 years ago I had a facial when I had really bad acne, and I thought that might help it. But I've never had facials. I just thought, what a waste. I was like going to the bathroom and scrub my face and squeeze this or whatever. And I thought facials would be a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. It was amazing, and I had no idea. I thought I had clear skin, and under the microscope, she said I was very congested. And so she did extractions, which I've never had done before, just meaning popping out all the cloggy bits. And I asked her, what happens if you just leave those there? And she said, you could. And, you couldn't see them when you looked at me. But she said it makes your face and your skin dull, and it's going to fill up those pores bigger and bigger, so they're always going to get filled up, and it changes the texture of the skin. So your skin's going to be rougher, not as smooth. And I swear to God, when I walked out, I felt filthy, for one thing, because she's like, wow, I got so much out of your skin. And I felt like a filthy woman, but I felt smoother and clearer and hydrated. And she also did the dermaplane, like when you're basically shaving your whole face, which I've done before, like just, like around areas. She got a lot more off, and it was very satisfying. So that was the first thing I did. And then she just had a good look at my skin to see where we're at from the very beginning. And we did a before photo, which I really want to have a look at now. That same day, I had laser hair removal. And the one they do, because I was scared, because my friend said, ooh, just you wait, because she'd done it years ago. But their one, it didn't hurt at all, really. I'll tell you where I got it done too, but I'm just going to read It's a non-invasive treatment that uses concentrated light energy to target and destroy hair follicles and prevent future hair growth. The laser emits a pulse of light that is absorbed by the pigment in the hair, causing heat to damage the follicle while leaving the surrounding skin unharmed. Laser hair removal is a quick, effective, and long-term solution for unwanted hair. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. And so I couldn't pluck or anything. You can shave because the hair doesn't, it's not like waxing where it has to grip under anything. So you can shave, but not plucking. So not plucking any chin hairs on my little chinny chin, letting them grow, or just like literally shaving like a man, like secretly in the bathroom. I was like, so Chris couldn't see me because I don't want to be like a freaking witch. So I'm shaving before he can come in. It's like very embarrassing and uncomfortable. But, sorry if I'm going all over the place, but I've got all these things in my mind. I should write down a list. So literally going in there, and she did this area here, and she even did my nose because I'm like, oh, I hate my nose because I've got a big nose, open nostrils. So, and you can see hair in there. So I'd like trim it out, and she's like, I can do your nose. And so she just did like that little inner area there, and which is weird because you could smell like hair burning, and like on my upper lip too. That was like probably the most spicy, that's what she likes to say. It's just like this area here, but not painful at all. It literally felt like a puff of air, a little bit of heat, tiny bit of heat, and then cold air straight away, so you don't feel hot. And it basically felt like nothing, and she did around here, and then she did like my nethers. She did the privates. And she did the whole I like to call it the undercarriage, and all the way to the, she goes, okay, roll over, let's do the back. And like did basically around my butthole, which I was not expecting, but it's not embarrassing at all because they kind of put the sheet on you, be very protected. Like basically you could just like be there spread eagle because, they're seeing everything anyway, but it makes you feel more comfortable, I guess. Like the sheet is kind of covering up half of you and then the other half. But that wasn't even painful at all. You'd think it would be because it's going right in those little delicate soft tissue areas, but it wasn't at all. I was like really surprised, and she kept saying, you okay? I'm like, yeah, like I think because I thought it was going to be worse, and then it wasn't that bad. That like I don't know, it wasn't that bad at all. So, and then she did like and the top half. I actually, okay, this is like probably for another whole episode, we will talk about it, but I do have hair down there because I'm TMI, but my husband doesn't want me to look like a child, so I do have hair. But the whole undercarriage area, that's the first treatment, and I just went recently for my second treatment, and she said that it would probably take, by this second one, she said, I'll notice in the next week or two that I don't really need to shave, and then there'll be a third treatment, and there's certain hair that is harder to laser. Like if you have the lighter your hair, the harder it is, the darker the better. So my hair isn't like that. I don't have like black hair. It's like, dark blonde, I guess. Now you all know. There you go. Everything's getting shared. So I've done those two treatments, and there'll be a couple more. Like they spread them out over the weeks, and she said basically it would just like start like you go to like dry yourself with a towel, and it'll just come out like that, and you just notice you're not shaving as much. So I can't wait for that. I'm not very that hairy anywhere else. I could have had all my legs. I could have had everything done, but I'm just not that hairy. I probably shave once a week, and I don't want to waste anything because like they're doing it for me for free basically, and so I don't want to be like greedy and be like, yeah, give me everything, because I don't know, I'm going to be respectful, and I don't know, maybe I should. Anyway, the other thing I did, which I've already mentioned, but I will mention it again, is it's a radio frequency microneedling, and that one, gosh, a bird just flew into the window. It's a microneedler, and that one you do have to numb for, so they put the numbing cream all over. And you lay there for like half an hour while it numbs, and then comes in. And that one, you could kind of feel it. I've already spoken about this because it's like a little square. Because I wanted to have a look at it because I'm fascinated by all this. And she was explaining to me like the whole scientific way about it because she's excited about it too. And it's basically this square, and it's got gold needles, so it's really pretty. But it's got gold needles, and it goes in like just little areas like that. And she'd be like, poof, and the needles go into your skin and have a radio frequency, I guess, and disturbs the skin, and the skin's like freaks out and sends collagen and everything into that area to help it. Sorry, I just knocked this little table. Not very professional. In case if you're watching, it shook a bit. We're not having an earthquake. Anyway, so she did it everywhere. She even went into my hairline a bit because I've got like a five head, like not a forehead. Forehead, as we say in Australia. So she went there, and she didn't numb that, so that was a little stingy. And she said it can make your hair grow, because they can like do it all over your head, but I don't know how they'd numb that. Maybe for a bald, but then You wouldn't need it if you're bald, would you? Because you wouldn't have any hair to grow. Anyway, so she did even my eyelids. She could do with this because this is the only one of those treatments that you can actually do eyelids, because she can choose how deep those needles go. So if it's on a thicker piece of skin, they can go really deep. Not really deep, but deep. And on thinner skin like that, they're just like going in microly, and it will like give you collagen in your eyelids, so they plump up and everything, I guess. All around here, and she went all down my neck and all down here. I have to say, in the beginning, I mean, I wasn't really dry or peely or anything. I had no side effects like afterwards. I was more gentle with my skin. There wasn't anything that I could tell. And so there was no like downtime, as I'm learning to say. Then there's no downtime with that treatment at all. And at first I couldn't really tell if there was anything, but maybe by week 2 I could start telling like, oh, my skin looks good. And even James, my 16-year-old son, in the car, he was like, your skin looks like different. It looks like tight and like smooth or something. It looks just different. And I was like, wow, like that's nice when a 16-year-old like notices something like that. So I'm thinking maybe it is working. And then my husband said, your chest looks different. Like it's usually like more like red hair or darker skin. And he's like, just looks smoother. And that's when I noticed that, because I usually have like because I sleep on my side, and when you sleep on your side, and I had deep lines and they're smoothed out. And even my neck is another thing I've got to remember to say at the end about the neck, because that was one of my areas that I'm just like, oh my gosh, like if I'm doing like a FaceTime or even like a video audition, and my face looks smoother, but my neck always, I'm like, God, that's what they always say, that's going to show your age. And I was really starting to notice the neck area getting elderly, crepey. It's horrible, because you're just like, what do you do? How do you pull it up? Like, and I'd be like, wow, imagine if I had some sort of an elastic thing that could pull it up and make it smooth again. And smooth, because that's the other thing, I hate that, like when it starts hanging down. So they're all my problems. And actually, I should say, in the beginning, before we did all these treatments, I sat down and said, these are the areas of my body or skin, etc., that bother me. And I was like, that's one thing. I just want a tighter jaw again. I want that, like, my youthful jaw, and also this area. If that was just tight, I'm like, that's all you'd need. You'd be fine. The eye, because I do Botox. I do Botox just here in the crow's, and just a little bit here and here, because it lifts your eyebrows apparently. That's all I've done. I don't do my forehead or anywhere else. So the eye area, so far, it's not like causing me that much grief. Last time I was in and doing the second hair laser removal, the woman who does all the injections there, she came in and we were talking, and I was talking about this, and okay, I'll do it now like this. Oh gosh, it's actually starting to work because I'd got Botox here. And I said, I hate this area, and I'm like, I've got very strong, whatever those tendons are, and I always have, like been like since I've been a kid, and they just got stronger and stronger. I don't know if it's just because of carrying children, or just like because I've got massive wherever those look how flex. They're just massive. I think it's because I had huge children. One was 10 pounds, and just had 5 kids carrying them around. I just think I've just developed massive, like a linebacker neck. But those things, and she's like, you've never had that Nefertiti lift? And I'm like, the what? She goes, no one's ever suggested that to you. I'm like, no, I never even heard of it. And she said, it's Botox in your neck. And that freaked me out. I get anxiety. I'm like, what if I can't swallow? What if you go too deep? And what if I get my voice box or something? And she was saying no, because we hold it and we just do a little bit. So it was like, she did one, no pain whatsoever. Like when you get this Botox, it stings. It's like, takes your breath away, and it's a little stingy, but you got to do it because it's over before you know it. It's worth it. But these, I could not feel it at all. And I thought it'd be very painful. Anyway, she said it's going to take a few days. And that was, I think it was 3 days ago now that I had it done. And I swear to God, like even me, like now I've got to like make more of an effort to do it. If you're just listening to the audio, this is making no sense to you. So you need to go to YouTube so you can see the videos, because I'm doing very unattractive things with my neck right now. I'm like, if you can't, because you can't see, I'm tightening my neck like skeletal, so all the big tendons going down to my collarbone. And so that's where she put the Botox. And I swear, she said that those are so strong on you. She goes, it's pulling your neck down and pulling your face down. I was like, okay, that sounds terrible, and let's get rid of those. So she said, we'll do that, and it's going to relax them. And then she goes, it's almost going to start making your face lift up. And because I had these 2 saggy bits things there, and I swear, I need to go back and look at an earlier video. I feel like they're getting tighter, and I don't know if it's just in my mind and I'm wishing it, but within a week, I should do another video and see if I can even do that. Imagine if they're all gone and then that's like tighter. That's going to be very exciting. So we'll have to like watch that. Stay tuned for that exciting little bit of video footage that's going to be coming. Okay, and the next thing, I've got to go back in for a second of the micro needling in next week, actually. Next week I'm going to need the second one, so I'm interested to see how much better it is. In December, I'm getting the halo, which I'm a little more nervous about. This is the halo. It's this, and I'm going to read again like what this one's about. You have to be numb, and apparently this one, she's like, you're going to hate me for a week after you have this because you're going to be PLE and look like you got a bad sunburn. She said, you're not going to feel pain. It's not going to hurt. It's going to be exactly like the other one. She said, it's going to be more of a downtime. She said, that's why we only, which another reason I love this place, Lumos Med Spa in the Woodlands, is because they, like a lot of places would do this year round. And she said, because it's Texas and it's hot and people are outside, we'll only do this in the cold months when you're not going to be out in the direct sunshine. She said, because you're having this laser treatment, it's like getting a bad sunburn, and then if you're outside, you're doing it for no reason, and you can also damage your skin more because it's like it's rebuilding itself, I guess. Sloughing off. Sloth, I hate that word, so disgusting. So it's sloughing off, and she was saying we only do it in the winter months when we know that, because people will say, oh, no, yeah, I'll stay out of the sun or I'll put sunscreen on. And she said, no, they won't. People won't. They'll be walking their dogs and everything. So we do it in the winter months only. And I love that about this place because they could be like doing it all year and making all the money, but no, they care about the people that they're helping. So, God, I love that. Anyway, the halo. So let me tell you a little story about a revolutionary dual laser treatment that utilizes a hybrid fractional laser to target the surface of the skin and deeper layers. The technology combines ablative and non-ablative wavelengths to dramatically improve skin's texture, reduce fine lines, minimize pores, and treat issues such as sun damage, discoloration, and scars with long-term results, with minimal downtime, a week apparently. Downtime meaning you're going to look like crap, like shit for a week, compared to traditional lasers. Halo delivers a fully rejuvenating, more youthful complexion after as little as one session. So we will see. It's the beginning of December when I'm getting that done. So we'll see how that looks. And it's all spaced out, so it's safe. Next time, I'll do a video on, because I've got a new treatment there, and it's called the Diva. And it's for your badge. Apparently it goes in and does the same sort of thing, but internally, and it's really good for people who have bladder issues, I guess, leakage, whatever, which I don't have, which is like really surprising. I had 5 kids, and as I said, the biggest was 10 pounds, pushing that out all naturally. And I don't. I'm so lucky. I should thank my mum, I guess, that got good pelvic floors. My daughter does too. And apparently it helps with that, which I don't need, but I'm like just curious after having 5 kids what difference it makes. So that would be a totally other set of videos. I'm not going to show you, don't worry. It's not that kind of a scene that I'm creating here, but we'll talk about it, and I'll let you know very honestly, like if there's any difference. Because I don't know, when they said, "Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yes, please. I'll try anything. Like especially that sort of stuff, I'll try." So that's going to be the end of this. Hopefully, it was interesting and informative and not too confusing, because I went all over the place and got no script, just me and my little spider monkey brain here. Stay tuned and we'll keep talking about this. And like I said, if you wanted to see all the visuals of this circus that I just did, go to my YouTube. The link is right below. For now, I'm going to say goodbye. So thank you for listening. Please share this if you think somebody else will find it entertaining or informative, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for listening to this, Not Your Mother's Midlife. I'm Johanna. Bye-bye.